Hey guys, today we're going to show you guys how we clean our chameleon cage. Because a lot of people are like, hey, how do you, is it hard to maintain? And so we just kind of want to show you guys today. Well, first off, we start by taking all of the plants out. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. If you guys are wondering, these plants come from the pet store. This is a banana tree. These other ones are just tropical little shrubs that we got from the pet store. Okay, well, I'm going to finish this up and then I'll get back on here and show you what we do next. Now that we got all of the plants out right over here on this side of the room, what we do now is we went ahead and did it off camera, but I left one so you guys can see. For example, is they'll poop on leaves like these. What we do is we usually just get a wet rag and clean it off, and then from there, now this is where we actually hold him, we handle him. This is the only time we handle him, is whenever we get him out of his cage for cleaning. So if you guys don't know anything about chameleons and this is your first pet and this is kind of why we're making this video, they're not like a bearded dragon. You can't hold them, get them out of the cage all the time because they're very timid animals. They do get scared easy, and just so you guys can see, this is watch how scared he gets. But all in all, this is a kind of more of a show pet, but they are great animals. I still like them. It's okay. It's okay, come on. Okay, now from here, I don't really handle him very much. We just set him inside of these little trees so he stays comfortable. We don't stress him out too much, and that's where he stays for the rest of the cleaning process in these trees. So that way he doesn't get so stressed. Now the next thing I want to say, guys, is we have a misting system, and if you guys get a cage like that's all like this, you're gonna need a little drip, all screen, that you're gonna need a dripping system. And what we did is we just put a trash bag down, so all of our water is concentrated to one area, which goes down to the bottom of this. And I just wanted to point that out to you guys. And then from now, what I'll do is we'll clean the inside of the cage, take this out, put a new trash bag down, and clean off the stick, get all these little flakes of poop off, and clean all these leaves and stuff off, and clean this cup off, because sometimes if he doesn't eat the crickets, they'll they'll poop inside there, and they'll just be little flakes of poop and everything, and it needs to be cleaned out periodically. We clean the cages like once a week, maybe once every other week, depending really on how the chameleon, how clean he is, because some days it's just better than others. Sometimes he's not as dirty, and sometimes he just gets really dirty, but you can smell it. So whenever it starts to smell, that's whenever we really decide, hey, we need to get on that. But it's not very often that he gets really stinky. So I like to sting on it. Okay. Now we'll wash this off and along with the bottom of the cage, and then we'll see you guys back here in a second. Okay guys, as you can see, we put a new liner down, a new trash bag, and we also cleaned out his food bowl. Awesome. Alright, and then we also cleaned out cleaned off these and any excess stuff that was hanging. Now the next thing we do is we put the plants back, but we start with the ones in the back because those are harder to get to and stuff. So we have the bigger ones in the back, and then it just goes from biggest to smallest, and that's kind of the way we put it. But we usually, whenever we're putting these guys back, right before we put them back, we water them. But the dirt is still moist, and they don't necessarily need to be watered. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll see you guys here back in a second. Okay guys, this is our last plant, and as you can see, he is on it right there. What you can, if you want, you can try to get him off, coax him off into to put him back. But for just, it kind of worked out really good to where I could just pick this up and kind of make sure that he's still on it as I go over here and set him inside the cage. And it kind of worked out really well. If I could get this plant situated into where it doesn't really move a lot. All these plants are facing one way. Okay, there, that worked out pretty good. And from there he can just climb off and walk around if he wants. Now I'm gonna finish setting up all these little sticks and stuff that we took out, and then I'll get back with you guys and we'll talk about a little bit about chameleons and what we think of them, and what we think of taking care of them, and how it's worked out for us and what we've learned. Okay, well, okay guys, we're back again. Okay, so we've had him for about
4 months.
4 months. We've had him for about 4 months now, and we've learned a lot about our chameleon. Well, first off, let me start off by saying that we didn't mention this whenever we were cleaning out the cage, but we had a reptifogger that we had to fill up, the little dripper, and this little mister that we also forgot to mention about. Anyway, so things about chameleons. Okay, everywhere you look is gonna say something different. I put money on that, because whenever we were doing research and debating on whether or not to get one, everywhere we looked, like PetSmart and Petco, they told you that you needed to keep the temperature about 80 degrees, 80 to 70 degrees in their basking area, and so on and so forth. We actually looked up on a chameleon website, and it said on there to keep it about 95, and that's what we do, and he's doing great. He's growing fast, and that's one thing about chameleons, is they do grow fast. They grow very fast. Their diet is mainly crickets and mealworms. That's what he's eating so far. The temperature in the rest of the cage, besides his basking area, the ambient air should be about 80 during the day. That's where we keep it at, and then in the basking area right there is actually where he's at, is about 95. He hangs out there a lot. Let's see, what else is there to talk about?
How he drinks.
Oh yeah, he drinks from the leaves. The chameleons drink from leaves, so they don't really recognize standing water. So this little dripper will turn on during the day, let it drip if we're not home. Really keep it moist in there, because they are tropical lizards. We missed it a lot, actually. It said to mist it on the care sheet, to mist it about 4 times a day, depending on your chameleon. But every chameleon I've noticed that I've seen, like on YouTube and stuff, chameleons are different. They vary. They're like humans. They're not every chameleon is going to be exactly the same, and that's one thing you guys need to know. Let's see. You can tell the difference between a male and a female by the spurs on their feet. You can see on him, right there on the back of his foot, there's like a little toenail that looks like it's hanging off the back of his foot. That's one of the spurs that I was talking about. Those are only located on the males, on the 2 back feet. Let's see what else. The one thing that I have learned about, like, if you guys are gonna keep live plants, make sure that you get the pot with a hole in the bottom, because if you don't and they go poop inside, the poop falls inside of their pot soil, and it'll just stay moist and it smells very bad. So make sure you guys get ones that have holes in the bottom, so the excess water can drain out and go into your little filtering system that you have. Let's see, what else? Like I was mentioning earlier, you can't really hold them all that much. They're more of a show animal.
Calcium.
Oh yeah. They need calcium, just like every other reptile does. We've been giving them calcium with D3. Like, we'll do it every day pretty much. That's what we do, and he has grown so fast, and we have not had problems from giving it to him every single day. A lot of people say they only give it to him once a month or like once a week or something like that, but I think it's okay because it's a multivitamin D3 mix, and I think that's why it's okay. And I don't know if you guys have noticed these, but we have ropes in here. These ropes make it difficult for him to like climb up, which works on his balance. And he's like, if you guys were to hold him, like you could feel the grip on him. He's a really strong chameleon. And if you just look at his legs and stuff, they're not little dinky like chameleon legs that you see like at Petco or PetSmart. We actually got him from LL Reptiles, shipped overnight for $39.99, which was a great offer. We got him when he was 3 inches long. And yeah, that's pretty much been our chameleon. So thank you guys for watching, and subscribe to us. Yeah.